Welcome to new Voltlog. For today I'm going to review and tear down this Uni-T installation tester, and the model number of this meter is UT501A. We're going to start with a general introduction and then continue with a teardown and presenting some real-world test scenarios. If at any point you are interested in ordering one, please check out the links I have placed in the description below the video. So like the name implies, this meter is good for testing insulation resistance, but why would you need to do that? Well, you would want to test the insulation resistance of a particular circuit or piece of machinery, probably immediately after first installation or a repair, or through its service life at regular service intervals to discover potential problems before they occur. Let's take, for example, the windings of a motor. Every turn of copper wire is insulated, but because of the mechanical stress, harsh operating environment, temperature, for example, over time the insulation might start to fail, and by testing regularly you can start to notice if the insulation resistance between the windings starts to drop, and you might be able to service that piece of equipment before a catastrophic failure. The windings on a transformer are another good example where you might measure the insulation resistance, or another example is when you wire up the electrical installation for a new home. During the installation procedure or during the construction works, accidental damage might occur to the wiring, so it might be something that you do not notice visually like we have here. So it's a good practice to test for insulation resistance before you start using a new installation. Before we continue with this review, let me present the sponsor of this video, PCBWay.com, which is a professional PCB factory, but not only that, they also do PCB assembly, 3D printing, CNC, and pretty much all the stuff you would need to manufacture a product from start to finish. So do check them out, a link is in the description below. So a meter like this one can help us do those measurements, and as you can see, it comes with this soft carry case inside, but it also features this hard protective cover to offer protection for the front of the meter. So I would say this is well suited for field work, as it has sufficient protection to survive some abuse. And the nice thing about the hard case is that you can clip it on the back while working with the meter, so you won't easily lose that hard cover. You also get a pair of test leads and a set of these alligator clips of the type that screw in, so that's a nice feature because they will be firmly attached to the test leads while you're working with them. The wiring on these test leads is typical Uni-T quality, which means it's not great but not terrible either. It's just PVC coating, so it will not survive the high temperatures if it gets in contact with a soldering iron, for example. But most of the times this will not be used on the bench close to a soldering iron. On the meter, the outer two 4mm binding posts are used for insulation testing, while the inner two ones are used for AC volts measurements, and the meter is rated for between 30 and 750 volts AC, but there is no mention of true RMS capability, so I'm going to assume it doesn't have that option. I'm also not too concerned with the accuracy on that measurement, because you're probably just going to use it to check for mains voltage and just to check for its presence, or maybe to see if it's within a certain tolerance. As for the insulation tester part, the meter can do 100 volt, 250, 500 volt and 1000 volt testing with up to 5 gigaohms of resistance measurement, but I believe this may vary depending on the measurement scale you are on, and the testing current is pretty small at just 1 milliamp. The meter uses 6 AA batteries, which is a lot, but I think that's better than using the dreaded 9-volt batteries. You at least get more capacity with the AA batteries. Also worth mentioning is that this display is nice and crisp, and you do get a backlight function, but the light is pretty dim, is pretty much invisible in the bright lights that I use for video shooting, but it will help you if you are in complete darkness, then the display is readable. Next, let's do a teardown and check the insides of this meter. So getting inside the meter will require first removal of this battery cover, and then we should find an additional 4 screws beneath the battery cover. That's a nice touch. We get a JST connector for the battery section. So it seems like it's a double board construction, and there are more screws to take out to take a better look at this. I can say that I'm pleasantly surprised by the construction quality, general construction quality of this meter. In terms of PCB assembly quality, it's pretty good. We have a two-board construction here. We have the digital and LCD board, which hosts the main microcontroller. And this is a pretty interesting choice of a microcontroller. It's from Scilabs, and the part number is 8051F350. So this is an 8051 MCU, but with some very interesting peripherals. It's got a built-in 24-bit ADC and a couple of 8-bit DACs. So surely those come in handy in such a system and help keep the cost low. There is no built-in display driver, however, in this MCU, hence why they need this external driver here. Then there is this analog board, which obviously does the voltage boosting up to 1000 volts, as well as the AC voltage measurements. And the boost circuit is probably using this transformer to boost the 9 volts from the battery input to an intermediary voltage, and then multiplying that with this capacitor diode circuit, which is a multiplier. And you can see they've used a number of MELF resistor in series in this circuit to increase the creepage distance, so the 1000 volt signal doesn't arc over. There are a couple of PTCs, one here and one on the other side for protection, but that's about it. And there isn't as much stuff going on this board, or at least it's not so exciting. So I'm just going to put it back together and quickly show you a use case. So here I have this NYMJ electrical wiring cable. So we want to check if it has some insulation problems. We are first going to check at 250 volts between the blue and yellow earth wire. And we find that it's perfectly fine with this. It's more than 5 gigaohms of resistance between these two wires, and everything might seem okay, right? But as you might suspect, if we increase the test voltage up to 1000 volts, we're going to find an issue. Right, so we get a loud beep from the meter, and we see how the value jumps all over the place. We get less than 1 mega ohm. And why is that? If we look closely, we can imagine that this could happen during the wiring phase or during the construction work phase. And with such a meter, we can identify this issue before we apply power to the circuit. So the specs of this meter are not stellar. There are certainly better insulation testers out there, but you also have to look at the cost, because this one sells for around $70 shipped from Banggood.com, which were kind enough to provide this test unit for free. So while there are better meters out there, I don't think they can be ordered for $70. And one note on Banggood.com, I noticed they adjusted their pricing to include VAT for EU customers, so they will start collecting VAT, which means you should receive your package in the EU without needing to pay additional import charges. But coming back to the insulation meter, the choice really depends on your needs, because the Uni-T makes decent meters, but for example, if you need 2.5 kV testing, or earth circuit measurements, or RCD testing, then this is clearly not a meter to offer those functions. There might be other models offered by Uni-T which have those functions, so check out their catalog. As usual, thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so with as little as $1 per month via Patreon, and you'll also get early access to some of the stuff I'm working on, behind the scenes videos, and you can chat with me via Patreon. Let me know what you think about this meter and the review video in the comments below, and I will see you next time.